Didn't unmute. We didn't unmute. We're unmuted now. Hello and welcome. Gold Boys Primetime. I'm Eli. This is a shit show already. We just started here with Brian versus the books. Jerry, how we doing, boys? Left to right, remember?
Yeah,
So Brian, that means you
I
first.
am.
Are you doing well?
I know. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm getting my windows done, so I'm gonna have to mute myself every once in a while because they're supposed to be done by 4.
Okay. They're still going. It's all right. We'll figure it out. Jerry, you good, man? You do have to poop,
No,
so
no, I'm terrible.
okay. Why? Can I help? Can we help you?
It's a personal question, buddy.
Okay. Well, I hope your day gets better.
You want to know the truth? I have to poop.
Every single night, this guy have to poop after my morning race. Hey, thank you, Ginger Snap. I did ended up okay. Ended up okay this morning. I don't know how you guys how you did on the day games. All of I think literally all of our bets. Brian might have some for NBA, but all our bets were for the day games today. So I got a couple spots I'm looking at. Talk through with the boys here. But yeah, I did okay. Hit Jesus Sanchez bases. Hit on Harrison Bader dinger. Bader total bases. Tell me why. Tell me why Mookie Betts and Chris Bryant had like crazy good matchups. They go a combined 0 for 8 when their teams actually like I think scored a bunch of runs. That's just wild to me. Like, but whatever. I guess I lose money on them, but yeah, it ended up positive for the day. How'd you guys do?
Terrible.
Okay, we'll just move
Yeah,
on.
I am fully going into. I'm gonna talk to Ryan Props. I'm gonna schedule a call with him. I've always been strikeout props. It's my whole thing. It's my favorite market to bet in all of sports, and I've been doing so well with it for like 3 years. And this year, we talked about multiple times about the adjustments, and I was doing well for a while. And like the last 10 days, it's been like a wall. Like it's
Yeah.
and the frustrating part with it is I'll take a guy say like over in strikeouts, and he'll clear his outs prop, the team's first 5. Like he'll do everything right, but the strikeouts and vice versa. So I'm just at the point where I might just start looking for other alternatives.
Yeah, and it's been weird, and I've said this a couple times. First couple weeks of the MLB season, I'm with you. Strikeouts have been my favorite market MLB wise forever, and I've done really well in it. This year, I started the first 2 weeks. I'm not kidding. I don't think I hit a single strikeout bet, not one. I don't know what's. Maybe has something to do with the rule changes. I have no idea what's going on, but the strikeout market is tough. And props. Shout out Ryan Props and Nick Larson, who have been making a lot of money in that market this season. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's been really hard. But yeah, it's tough. Started betting only dingers, then I'm working in, still working in some dingers and total bases and hits and stuff. But if you're making money on strikeouts this season, props to you because that shit has been hard. It's been rough. Josiah Gray should have
Yeah,
had 40 by now.
it's one of those things where that's what Nick said. He said he feels like this is the year that he's seen more 0-2, 1-2 goes into weak contact, and I need like a. Oh, speaking of that, I was like right 0-2 soft grounded to shortstop. See, there goes the Nick Larson philosophy there.
And I wonder if that's rule out. We talked about how my hypothesis at the beginning of the season was how the rule changes might actually help strikeouts a little bit because pitchers are going to be trying to pitch the contact less. I wonder if it's, the hitters know they don't have a shift there. And so, 0-2 last year, maybe they're still like, to hell with it. I'm still swinging for the fences. But now you get a ball in play, there's a much higher chance of it being a hit. So maybe I think maybe the 2-strike mentality just league wide has maybe shifted a little bit. I don't know.
I think it's a catch-22 there, where I think pitchers are looking for not to make contact, which is leading to also more walks and more
Yeah.
misses across the plate. Because if you're pitching to be perfect, sometimes you just miss badly over the plate, and then that ball goes 700 feet, and it's a whole thing.
Jerry, any thoughts, man? You look, dude. Are you okay? Do you need a beer?
I'm actually gonna. I'm trying. I was gonna text Jerry. I need his number after this because if I go to the Matawan, New Jersey area, I'm gonna try to meet up with Jerry if he's free at any point this weekend.
For you, I'm always free, Daddy.
Yeah.
Whoa. Saw Jerry react to a Peterson hit. Peterson hit a dinger in the Yankees game. Were you leaning that one? Just curious.
I wasn't gonna bet it again. I like the matchup the first day. He hit one 404 feet.
That's pretty
in
far.
that little ballpark, tiny little sandbox of a ballpark. I
left
know you
field.
hate hearing that. He hit it to dead center. He had to hit it to dead center. I was like, this is a bad omen. That's it. He's done. He's not gonna hit a home run for the rest of the season. What does he do next game? He hits his fucking second home run of the season. I wanted to throw up because he was even better odds. He was like plus 1100, I think, today.
Yeah, so we were talking about just like all lefties on the A's last night. Was he left-handed?
Yes.
Yeah, and Jerry threw out Peterson, who has at plus 1,000. He almost hits one out yesterday, then he does hit one out today when we're not on him. Also, JJ Bleday hit one out today, which I called him a little bit last night. But yeah,
He got
it's
his
just
bases,
wild.
right?
I did have his hit in his bases, but I had his home run and that super wild $10 for 10 grand parlay, which would have been damn close today actually. But maybe the new pitch clock rules actually benefit the batters. I think that's the case 100%. Has always been the case. But I also I'm a little surprised we haven't seen strikeouts still go up a little bit. Just with how I expected it to change the mechanics of the game a little bit, but.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that too for Ginger Snap, because the other thing with the strikeout props too is like it's interesting because we talk about missing and this and that, but it's also a factor that if you're walking guys, like I mean, these players getting on base, the ERA this year for pitchers is way higher than it's been in the last 10 years, I think, on average. And usually the ERA is lower in the first month with the weather, but yeah, ERA is up a lot right now in the early months. So it's becoming more of a batter's league where I think strikeout props over the last week I've been tracking. The overs are only hitting like 33% of the time, if my math is correct with my with how I track them. And usually it's usually about 45, 55, and that's a big swing. I think people don't realize how that swing can be sometimes. But yeah, I mean, a lot of day games and only 2 basketball games, and Eli's only on dingers. We could be out of here by like 5:15 if we do our cards right.
I hope so.
That's 3 minutes from now. But yeah, I do think it'll be a little bit shorter. So let's get into the MLB games. There are some starting, shortly after 6 o'clock. A couple of them live. I just saw myself do that little head thing. Because it's like 10 seconds delayed. I got the YouTube up.
Yeah, it did.
I'm
not
never
look
gonna
good.
do that again.
Yeah,
we're gonna
you
scratch
look
that
like-
one off. We're just
Jay,
gonna
do you know what that looked like?
scratch
it looked like
off. It's not.
it looked
gonna
like Al
happen anymore.
Horford in game 4.
So game 1 MLB. So real quick, I guess there are 4 games going on. Any potential live looks? I mean, do we strike out unders anywhere? I don't know.
Honestly, I can't take it because I'm already on his actual line. But
Josiah Gray.
Josiah Gray's over is 4.5 live, and he's at 3 after 5. He's probably gonna go 7 with this pitch count, and they're up 9-1. So he might be in a position where he's probably gonna end at 5, pitch 7 innings, and just make me really pissed off. But usually I like to take overs in that situation because they let their guys go a little bit longer. And if you're down 8 runs, you start to get into hero mode and just start swinging for anything, and it usually doesn't go too well.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take that under because I'm also on all of
I'm
the
saying
overs from
over.
Nick. But you want to take his over already?
I'm saying like I can't
yeah.
take it because I have his over 4.5. I have 5.5, but at 4.5, he probably goes
That's
2 more
interesting.
innings. Getting 2, yeah, I think he probably gets there. He probably ends at 5 just to make me really pissed off.
Brandon Belt did just hit a home run. Jock Peterson screwed Tim as well. Tim's a little worried about you too, Jerry. Just wanted you to know that. First game that hasn't started yet. Jalen Beeks, Dean Kramer going for Tampa Bay at Baltimore. This is a little interesting one. Pretty much a pick 'em on the money line here. Dean Kramer pretty much stinks. Jalen Beeks, right? Beeks.
Jalen Beeks. So we got a
Yeah.
guy named Beeks going against the Birds. I mean, come on.
We have to bet something here.
The jokes write themselves.
Yeah,
He's an opener. He's only going to pitch 1, maybe 2 innings. I think his longest opening was 3 innings against the Reds. I was also looking at his under 1.5 strikeouts because he does not strike anybody out.
Under 1.5.
I think he has he's pitched he's faced 17 batters as an opener. I think he has 3 strikeouts total or something like that. His longest outing as an opener was 3 innings, and everything else was not even close. It was 1.1. It was he just doesn't go very long. And under 1.5 strikeouts was plus 105 on DraftKings. I'm also I'm getting a little risky here because we don't have much going on tonight. I'm gonna take Anthony Santander. Santander. Jesus, I always struggle with his name. Anthony Santander. I'm gonna take him to get an extra base hit on his first at bat.
Okay.
It is plus 850. Now, on FanDuel. Now, if you look at DraftKings, his exact plate appearance, his exact method of home run is plus 1100. That is not a big variance. I would much rather feel comfortable taking extra base hit, double, triple home run for plus 850. Small sample size, but 3 for 5 against the Beaks guy with a home run. Anthony Santander has been ripping the ball. I don't know if you've seen this month of May.
I've bet on him twice, 2-3 times in the last like 5 days. So yes, I'm with you. Go ahead.
He is tearing because like we spoke about it like weeks ago how he's been struggling. It's like what happened to this guy's power? Everything's like it seems like it's vanished. This guy had 30-some home runs last year, led the team in home runs, and all of a sudden May came around and he had like I think 4 or 5 straight games with 2 hits. He's on like a 6 or 7 game hitting streak right now. Maybe more than that. I think I'm underselling him right now. But he is back. So I'm gonna take a chance. Now this is like, I look at all these numbers and I'm like, there's always something that like kind of turns you off. And Beaks has only given up like 3 hits versus 17 batters as an opener, which is low. But he's not striking anybody out, and he's not very good. So maybe a little bit of luck there. But so I'm gonna take a chance here. Maybe I'll jump back. So this is the cool thing about it is like I can take an extra base hit first plate appearance at plus 850. And then if I lose, I can jump into the live home run market to hope he hits a home run, and I'm gonna get better odds on that. So I'm not gonna double dip early. I'm gonna get maybe plus 600 live for a home run.
That's genius, honestly. That's wow. That's like the first. I mean, we've been doing the show for like 2 months, and that's the first thing I heard Jerry say that I actually agreed with. That was crazy.
He was being so nice. You see that, and then all of a sudden he just
that was great. I actually agree with that. That's smart.
The nastiness comes out eventually. Brian's not a good person, by the way. I'm not gonna get started on that.
That's a whole other thing. Yeah, it's a whole
all
other
right.
thing.
Well, I do like Santander tonight. I stayed away from him. I did bet on his bases last night, and it was one of the first times he hasn't hit his 2 bases in a while, I feel like. So I don't know. That pretty much guarantees he's going to hit his 2 bases play. I don't know. I'm going to check the Pickett Sports app real quick. Use code GoldBoys. See what his line is for 2 total bases, unless anybody has that in front of him. That's something I was looking at. And he's just been... He didn't do anything last night, right? And I feel like he's just been on too good of a run to do that again. So I think I was on his 2+ hits and his 2+ bases last night. Maybe I just
FanDuel has it as plus 100 as Ginger Snap. Yeah, plus 100.
I don't know if you can do it there. Maybe you take double or something exact like Jerry's saying. I don't. Well, also something else I'm realizing. Just a quick sidebar. Something else I'm realizing. I'm to the point where I almost don't want to touch anything in MLB less than plus 125. I feel like if it's plus 200, you almost whatever the actual implied odds are, you almost have the same chance of missing it as minus 150. So you might as well just take some plus money shit. But
I think I'm gonna piggyback on that, and then we can move on because I'm at the same point where today I was looking at the Guardians game and I didn't like. I liked Rodriguez's under in a way, and rather than paying minus 150, I did like a reverse player performance double where I faded his K's and the Guardians to win, thinking that if he was not getting strikeouts, that means the Guardians are getting to him. Guardians sucked ass. They didn't score any runs, but I risked half a unit at plus 200 rather than paying minus 150 for the straight line. So it's one of those things where you lose, but you still kind of win in a way because if you're going to miss a read in MLB, I mean, minus 170 lines are missing at the same rate as some of these other ones.
That's what I'm saying.
And so I kind of come full circle to where I started to agree with you there a little bit, where I might just start looking to do those pairings and risk half a unit, and then more often than not, if the read's right, I double the money rather than risking too much on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying too, and it's almost like something I've been doing too, especially if you like somebody for power and for just like batting average, like the stat that I told people not to use anymore. I'm starting to use it again. When I take somebody's two bases, if they've also been hitting, getting their 2 hits consistently too, or somewhat consistently, like if you get plus 130, plus 140 for 2 bases, you can get usually plus 220, plus 250 for 2 hits, and at that point it's like instead of putting a whole unit on the bases, you might as well just do half a unit on the bases and a quarter unit on the hits or something like that. So I've been doing a lot of that too. So I think long term, I think we're going to see the more profitability, I guess, in the plus money stuff, which really hasn't been the case in any other sport.
NJC says you can't fade E-Ride right now.
Yeah,
He's
see, I
dealing.
saw
And
NJC in the chat, and I was like,
I will say
I'm
this:
just
I
gonna not
still
reply
don't
to
buy
him.
it. He's always stuck on the road, and I don't know what he's doing. I was watching that a little bit, and he in the first time through the order, he struck out Quan, Rosario, Bell, and I forget who else did he get. Well, Zunino doesn't count, but yeah, he's surprisingly doing exceptional things for a guy that's been struggling the whole time. But we can move on. I digress. I
Okay.
give NJC his one victory there.
So we got we're looking at Santander first plate appearance, extra base hit, which was what plus eight.
Plus 850 on FanDuel.
I think that's a good look, especially for the value. Putting
I mean, compared to
12
DraftKings,
bucks. Yeah.
you have to bet exact home run method to get plus 1100, and this you actually are protected with the double, triple.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
have
no,
options there.
that's a good look. Ginger Snap says you can get plus 120 for his 2 bases on DraftKings. That I think is a good look as well. I might end up being on that. Ginger Snap, I will point out it does kind of look like you're not using the Picket Sports app, because you had the FanDuel. You appreciate it, but download the Picket Sports app, man. It makes it so much easier. It makes it so much easier.
He could have just been on FanDuel when you said that
That's
earlier.
true, that's true.
Let's not hate on our one fan. We have one person that tunes in.
We got him, Tim. We also have NJC in the chat, so that's minimum 3 fans.
Well, NJC is
let's
required to. He's required to every once in a while to make himself look like he cares.
Okay, so Mets Reds, Justin Verlander, Hunter Green, Verlander. I was gonna talk about how these guys have been looking, and I don't know off the top of my head actually. These guys look pretty good though, right? Verlander, Green. Smokey Med says I'm here as well. This game doesn't jump out to me as one where you're gonna take a lot of offense, and we've been talking all show about how we can't really take strikeout props, but these are Jerry's Mets, so let me pass it to you, my buddy. You got anything on this one?
Well, it is tempting because this is the best weather game, and obviously Cincinnati is known as probably the biggest bandbox. I know I bust your balls about the Yankee Stadium, but it's really Cincinnati with the just the weather and the dimensions that they're probably the most hitter-friendly stadium, at least top 3. Would you agree with that?
I would agree.
But you have Justin Verlander, and you really don't know what the hell you're gonna get out of this guy. I expected better from him in his first start. The guy's a proven veteran. Every year you try to doubt him, he's gonna fall off a cliff, and he keeps doing great. And he did not look anything like himself last start. I have no idea what to make of him. I just can't. For that reason, I just can't touch him. I can't touch the Reds hitters because I just don't know. It's just literally you just making a prayer and betting it. But I am gonna take a chance on Pete Alonso to go yard. I know it's chalk. Hunter Green this year is a big reverse split guy, so lefties just don't feel comfortable versus him because obviously he has that 99-mile-an-hour fastball, and he feels more comfortable throwing in on lefties. But now you have Pete Alonso, good bat speed. He's feeling good right now, a lot of power. Obviously the dimensions, small stadium, good weather. A guy like Pete Alonso, I'm getting him plus 310 on DraftKings. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Once I saw over plus 300, I'm like, yeah, I got to take a shot on Alonso.
That is not bad. Go ahead.
Someone in the chat asked if I got ejected from the Phillies game yesterday for throwing hot dogs. And I don't know if you've seen this phenomenon with the Phillies that dog nights, it just becomes a food fight of everyone throwing hot dogs. But I don't know if you guys saw this, but it started because apparently there was a guy that was trying to do that challenge where he's trying to eat as many hot dogs as possible on Dog Night. And apparently he was on TikTok doing it, and he ran out of hot dogs. So people started to toss him hot dogs as a way to help him out. And then it spread to a widespread pandemic of people thinking, "Oh shit! They're throwing hot dogs. We're gonna throw hot dogs." And now it's just becoming a thing. So I did not go to Dog Night, but I might go to the Sixers game tomorrow. So maybe I'll go to the Sixers game and I'll throw a hot dog in honor of you.
All right, I did. So when a couple. I think it was not this most recent Friday, but the one before maybe. But somebody fell into the bullpen in Philly, like a fan fell, and
that looked
it
bad.
did. I think he ended up being okay, but I immediately text Ryan and Brian both. I was like, "Hey, which one of you idiots just jumped into the bullpen?" So yeah, and anything weird happens.
I wouldn't fall in. I'd leap in.
Yeah, exactly. Anything weird happens there at the whatever the name of the Philly stadium is, I just assume it's Brian or it's Ryan
Citizens
who
Bank
had a
Park.
road trip up there. Um, what's going on with Reese? I'm assuming you mean Reese Hoskins. He got hurt. He's out for a while, right?
Yeah.
Maybe for the season potentially, or for like a while. If you're
I
talking
think
about Reese Hoskins,
season, right?
you spelled it
Brian?
wrong. But
Yeah.
do we think Alvarez likes Green's fastball?
No.
Prob-
Francisco?
I'm guessing he's talking about Francisco.
I would not trust Francisco Alvarez versus an elite pitcher like that at all. I know Alvarez just had a good game, but he was going against Luke Weaver. But when you have a whole different caliber of player, which this is the kind of guy that Francisco Alvarez might strike out 4 times against.
Yeah, I mean that fastball is going to touch what 99.
Easily.
It's probably going to get triple digits a couple times. I think it sits around 97, 98 average. But yeah, it looks like he does throw. He throws more sliders into righties. So yeah, I don't know. Pete Alonso very good at baseball though. So he hit one out last night too, right? Not a bad
Sure
look.
did.
Brett Beatty. I was about to talk about Brett Beatty. So the main reason I think Brett Beatty is almost definitely going to hit a home run tonight is because I bet on him last night to hit a home run. I'm not going to bet on him to hit a home run tonight. The matchup doesn't scream that he should hit one. The smart play not to bet it. But again, I bet on him last night. I'm not betting on him tonight, which is honestly, it's been like a 50-60% hit rate home run wise. So that's probably worth a sprinkle if we're being totally honest about it. Anything else on this one?
No, I got nothing.
Brian Bayo and bullpen day, Red Sox Braves. Somebody talked me out of taking Yoshida bases again. It missed for like the second or third time in 3 weeks last night. I haven't put any money on it today. But I feel like you almost have to, right? It's bullpen day for the Braves. Braves bullpen is fine, but they're down a couple starters at this point. Thoughts on that, or thoughts on anything else in this one?
I mean, he's hitting the piss out of the ball almost every single time. So
Except for last night, first time he went 0 for 4
yeah,
in like a month.
So I thought I had the odds in front of me. Wait, hold on.
Do you have the Piggott Sports app? Use code GoldBoys. What are you looking for? I'll pull it up for you, buddy.
Jaron Duran.
Jaron Duran to hit a home run?
Yes.
Okay, I can pull it up. It's probably pretty good. Go ahead.
He this kid, man, I don't know what to do with him. I haven't touched him yet, but he's coming around. This is supposed
I'm
to
gonna
be
clip that for later.
Thank you. I totally would have. Yeah, go ahead. You'd have given me shit for saying something like that, but go ahead. Sorry. I'm not saying sorry. Brian interrupted you. Go ahead, Jay.
Are you guys done? Like I start talking. All of a
You
sudden,
just said I don't know what to do with this kid. I haven't touched him yet. I'm just saying I'm gonna clip that later.
oh, you son of! I just realized. Oh boy, here comes the giggles. I'm gonna look at myself. You know what? You're gonna make me big screen. Now I see myself. I need to get over it. I need to look at my beautiful self, feel good. Oh, I got some gray hairs going on over here, man. Jesus. I'm gonna look right in the camera.
Do it.
Jaron Duran, very good player, very good young player. Worked with Dustin Pedroia this offseason. Fixed his swing, hitting the cover off the ball, not hitting for a lot of power yet. Has a lot of untapped potential power. Has never hit a home run versus a lefty in his career yet. But the good news is the Braves' left-handed starter is just an opener. We're going to get some good value here, folks. You better bet it. Was that good?
That was pretty good, actually.
I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I feel like his muscles just might get in the way sometimes. It's really the biggest problem for him. But yeah, he's plus 800, looks like. So plus 800 on FanDuel. Drops pretty quick, 750 on Unibet and Fliff, if you have those. But yeah, I mean, plus 800, $12, win 100, something like 1250. What about Ref Snyder? I don't know. Is he playing? I haven't seen much of him, I feel like. The way Castellanos is playing, we could beat anyone as soon as we talk about the Phillies. I don't know. You're in last place, I think, or as close to it. But what about Brett? Oh, yeah, we already talked about that one. Okay. I don't hate that. I don't hate Yoshida. But Bayo hasn't been awesome, has he? And the Braves are definitely I think probably the better offense. So maybe you look at an Olsen or somebody like that in there. But Yeah, I'll probably end up putting money on Yoshida total bases, just because I feel like you almost have to. You almost have to. Let me pull that lineup real quick, unless you guys don't have anything else on this game, right?
I do not, sadly.
Masataka Yoshida is still plus 140 for 2 total bases on DraftKings, Betway, or BetMGM. I feel like that's just worth a half a unit, quarter unit until he has multiple games in a row not hitting it. I don't know. I'm gonna take it. I'm
How big is
locking
your
that in.
unit?
Huh?
How big is your unit?
$100 right now. So
Oh, we're talking money. Oh,
what do you
6.
mean? Well, how
I,
big is your unit?
5.5. What do you think, Brian?
I'm
Oh,
gonna I'm gonna
you're talking about penis.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna decline this one.
Okay, so next game, Cardinals, Cubs, Jordan Montgomery for the Cardinals, Justin Steele for the Cubs. Monty, I like Monty a lot. He's been struggling against righties hard this year. He always kind of had a little bit of that with the Yankees, but it seems like this year, especially for whatever reason, he's having a really, really hard time getting righties out. So I don't know the Cubs. It seems like it's a different guy every night for the Cubs, but uh, there's definitely a righty on the Cubs who is worth some money tonight. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, Trey Mancini.
Okay, I'm in.
He was. I don't know if the odds went down. I got him at plus 750 this morning. That was just a little too ridiculous for me. Going against a lefty, Jordan Montgomery hasn't given up a lot of home runs, but I don't really care about that. It's a good matchup. Obviously, Mancini has seen him a lot in his career, and good numbers too. Batting 344, sees him well. Only 1 home run. Don't really care about that. He's gonna go yard maybe today. I'm not gonna say he is gonna go yard because I'm not cocky or arrogant like you, but
Okay. Okay.
I will say I think there's a good chance that he gets a hold of one.
Okay, I'm looking at Dansby. I don't think that's a bad look at all, especially at the odds. While I'm talking, can you look up Dansby Swanson bases and home run odds, please, for me while I'm talking here? So somebody.
Sure.
Dansby Swanson, the last 4 baseballs he's hit against a left-handed pitcher. Jesus Luzardo, 103.8 miles an hour, 33 launch. That was an out that went 387 feet. 102 miles per hour, 26 launch. A line drive that went 389 feet for a home run and 19 launch angle at 103. So his last 5 balls he's made contact with against the left-handed pitcher have been above 95 miles an hour. His last 3 have been over 100, and they've all been between 19 and 37 launch angle, which is kind of right in the sweet spot. So I'm just kind of seeing this real time for the first time. I didn't really look much into this game, but Dansby Swanson for bases or home run might not be a bad play at all. I do also like Mancini though.
Plus 600 for a home run. BetMGM surprisingly has a plus 140 for over 1.5 total bases compared to plus 110 on FanDuel.
And that's just the value of the Pickett Sports app. Let's see. He hit home run last night. He has not hit 2 home runs or a home run on 2 nights back to back yet this season. He had 2 total bases the game before, so the hit rate hasn't been great as far as total bases or home run goes. But he hasn't seen a whole lot of lefty pitching. Go ahead.
We spoke about this a few weeks ago when we were like, "What the hell's wrong with Dansby Swanson?" And I think I brought it up like, "This guy's due," and then you talked me out of it very nicely.
Okay.
Thank God you did, because you didn't hit one for a while after that either. You were talking about his exit velocity, how it was in the toilet. Like there was nothing standing out that this guy was hitting the ball hard. But now you're saying he has been, no? Or it's just against lefties?
No, he has been against lefties, yeah. Like really hard. And that almost goes away. Nah, he's just been hitting the ball hard. So his last 3 balls against righties have also been up there, 100, 103, 106. Again, similar good launch angles. I don't know. He's been hitting the hell out of the ball, and the odds are good. So that's something might be worth half a unit on the bases, and I don't know, a tenth of a unit on the home run at what, plus 600 or something like you said.
Plus 600, yeah.
I don't know. I look at the hit rate, and I actually hate using hit rates as kind of the main determinant here. But he's got a good matchup. He's been hitting the ball really hard. Just talking through some of his outs recently. 108 miles an hour ground. That was a ground ball. 108-mile-an-hour ground out. Another 100 mile. Like all the balls he's been hitting have been 97 miles an hour or above, righty or lefty. It doesn't matter. He just doesn't really have the bases or the home runs to show for it in the last couple of weeks. But I don't know. I like the odds. What's that?
I'm in.
You're in for what? Dinger?
I'm in, yeah, I'm betting him for a dinger now. You
Plus
sold
600?
me on that. I think it's a great look, especially like the trends we've been talking about. When guys go into these power surges, it just doesn't stop for like until the next week. You know, it'll be like 5 days straight where these guys are just hitting the ball hard, home runs, doubles. So he might be just entering his power surge.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll sprinkle his dinger too. I think that's the way you attack it. Just have for fun, I put Goldie, Swanson, and Mancini all to go yard. Sure. Yeah. I mean, Steele's been pretty good, right?
So I wouldn't touch any Cardinal.
Yeah.
Steele.
Yeah. So Goldie would worry me the most, which is probably means he's the most likely to hit one out tonight. But yeah, I do like Swanson and Mancini, especially at the odds we're getting for him. So.
Steele just has this like unhittable fastball. It's like this movement on it. They can't hit it hard.
Yeah, he looks good for sure. Brian, do you have to drop in a few, or are you good?
I'm good for right now, but I do have to leave probably a little bit earlier, only because I just realized that if these people that are working my windows, if they finish before 6:30, which is their supposed to be done date, they're gonna want to get paid because I don't think they're doing this for free for me. So
you
I'm
wanna
just making sure that.
We got one more MLB game to get to. I know you got some MLB or some NBA looks tonight. Do you want to go through those real quick? Like, you want to pivot to NBA? We'll come back to White Sox Royals.
We can do that if you don't mind. I mean,
Let's do it.
I might have to leave in like 10 minutes because if I don't pay them, then they probably just break the windows and leave.
Heat Knicks. Go ahead.
Yeah, Heat Knicks. This is actually the only game I'm touching tonight because I like the Warriors, but if you follow Will Hill in the Discord, he got the Warriors at -4.5, and I think that's the biggest thing with these playoff games in the NBA is that if you are late to getting to it, it's going to be a little tough because 3 points is a lot of points to give. So if you miss out on the opening line, it's really tough to back. But I think Jerry would be the first to back me up here that the only person in this early game that seems to give a shit about this series on the Knicks is Jalen Brunson. So I am taking Jalen Brunson. I got him over 24.5 points. Funnily enough, Eli is so good at plugging the Pickett Sports app. I actually found this look because of the Pickett Sports app, because if you ever check the same game parlay options for FanDuel, I was able to get Jalen Brunson over 24.5, but it's listed as 25 plus at -125, as opposed to his over 25.5 that was listed at like -110 at the time. I think it's moved a little bit, but I do think this is a great Jalen Brunson game. If you watch the replays of Julius Randle in that game 4, where he came out afterwards and said, "Oh, maybe the Heat want it more." I think it was a Freudian slip, is that what they call it, where it was really about him. He gave no effort in that game. Like I watched the entire film where they highlighted each player, and there was possessions where he would turn the ball over and not even care to try to get back. The only person that got back on defense any possession was Jalen Brunson. So I think he's scored 25 more points in 5 of the 7 meetings this year with the Heat. And I think I'm all over him again, where PRA, PA, PR, points, whatever it is. I think he's the one guy that's willing to take over the reins in a must-win game. So I'm trusting JB.
Okay. Well, what was the line? The odds again? Sorry, I was trying to watch Jerry keep himself together from googling in the.
I got it earlier. I'm not sure what it is now, but I got it earlier at -125 for 25 plus points. It might have moved, but yeah, it was one of those things where FanDuel had him at -110 for over 25.5, but the same game parlay option had him at 25 plus at -125, and it just seemed like that shouldn't be the case. Like if you're 25.5, your 25 plus should not be -125, which should probably be like.
You could almost take a Heat alt spread, give the Heat some points and get that around even money plus money too. You know, what do you got, Jerry? Anything on this game?
Yeah. So that little innuendo about Randall saying, "Oh, I think they wanted more." When he gets slandered, I don't think this guy has social media, but for some reason it feels like he does, right? Because he goes in these funks.
He got burners.
And when he gets slandered, he comes out like a maniac, whether it's a big rebounding day or flirts with a triple-double or, I don't know, man. I think he gets 10 rebounds here, plus 100.
That's not bad.
I do like his rebounding. I think rebounding, as you mentioned, we talked about on here before. Remember when I took his rebounding and then he was on pace to get a triple double and then he died with his ankle. But yeah, rebounding is very easier to trust because he can be aggressive and brick every shot, but he can also be aggressive and make sure he gets the rebound. So I don't hit his rebounds at all.
It's been a disappointment too because
Julius Randle, Smoky Mets. Go ahead.
I mean his threes have been unplayable. I don't really. I mean I bet literally one parlay a night on basketball. That's how much I fucking hated it this postseason. But I kind of want to do like something stupid, like crazy eights or for Randall and Jimmy Butler. But this is not bad. This is a little more realistic, even though the frustrating thing about the Knicks is like betting on assists is like pulling teeth because they have play so much iso ball. But Julius Randle 10 rebounds, Jimmy Butler 8 rebounds, Julius Randle 6 assists, Jimmy Butler 8 assists, a plus 7,000.
It's not crazy.
That'll be my that'll be my lotto for that game.
You could also probably get some negative. Like you guys like Brian likes Brunson points. You like Randall rebounds. You probably get some negative. If you guys think Heat win the game. Outright?
I want it to be extended, but I do think this is a game where the Heat could take it, so I don't hate that.
You could probably get some negative correlation, decent SGP odds taking Brunson 25, Randall 10 rebounds, and then Heat money line. I don't know what those odds come out to be, but something like that. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the NBA at all, but it was all over my timeline how it was very obvious that Julius Randle is just done with basketball right now. So kind of got to have him going, I feel like, if you want to beat playoff Jimmy Butler. So anything else? We got one more NBA game.
No, I have not touched this late game. I don't know what it is with the Lakers, but I just have not bet any Lakers game in the playoffs. I think it's just such a weird team. Like I said, I think you lost value on the spread for the Warriors. Steph Curry, his points open at 30 and a half at good odds, but it's up to 31 and a half. I just think that series has so much handle on it that I don't know if I want to touch it at this point in the what is it, 4 hours before the game.
Do with this what you want.
Uh-oh.
But I had a dream last night
I'm in.
that Steph Curry got injured in the first quarter.
Oh.
That's not a fun one. We don't wish injury. I hate it. I'd rather lose the series than see a key player get injured. I don't even know if that's true, but I'm just saying.
No, it's
But I'm taking his max unders just in case.
Okay.
I've had these weird dreams before and things happen. I had a dream that Steph Curry got a triple double and I forgot to play it, and he did last game. So now I have a dream that he got hurt in the first quarter. So do with that information what you want. It's plus 2,000 to take under 26.5 points, under 5.5 assists, and under 4.5 rebounds. Not even that crazy that this could go under for a full game.
Yeah. Obviously, this is no disrespect to Steph Curry, but those are what are the odds?
Plus 2,328.
Those are some pretty big numbers for those odds and being under. So that's like you said, he has an off night and plays the full game. Jordan Poole could still go off and they still win the game outright, and that could still. So that's not crazy at all. Is what I'm saying. And that was just Steph Curry max unders, whatever the lowest.
Those max unders are max unders for most everybody on a regular night. Under 6 assists, under 26.5 points. I mean, it's obnoxious.
Yeah, that's not a bad look. Anything else NBA? I missed a question on MLB, but before we transition fully back to that, anything else NBA wise?
No, that's all I had for NBA. It's just looking at that, and I think you can add for your same game parlays. I think you can add the Warriors to win. I do think they win at home.
Okay. You got to go pay the window man, or are you good?
Probably, I should probably go pay these people.
Okay.
Because they're not hammering anymore, which means they're probably done. So
that's fair. All right, well we'll let you get out of here. But me and Jerry will cover this last MLB game, and then we'll there is
best of luck.
See you guys, or see you, Brian.
Bye,
See
Brian.
you guys.
So we're good. Well, there is one MLB game to come back to. I missed a couple questions in chat, and there is. I don't know if everybody got this, but I think there is just a free bet or a risk-free bet on MLB for DraftKings. I'm maxed at $10, so I don't know if you want to put something crazy together real quick on a DraftKings maybe MLB lotto ticket. Rob Refsnyder is leading off, but I touched on that. I just glanced over it. I haven't seen much out of him this year. That's Rob Refsnyder is a guy who is the only reason he's in the league is because people just understand that he can hit. Like he's been a defensive liability pretty much everywhere. Like the Yankees tried to came up as a second baseman, I think, with the Yankees, like post Cano, and then they tried to move him to the outfield. Like they really tried to find a spot for him. Our Twitter handles look awful in this because I did this kind of real time, but we're just gonna go with it. They tried to find a spot for him because the dude can hit. He's always been able to hit. So I don't know what you're asking about specifically, like bases, home run, or not, but I know the guy can hit, and they got they're facing a full bullpen day, so like who knows? You're probably hopefully getting a really good odds for him, so that's not a terrible play. Wander Franco or Josh Lowe or Brandon Lau, or is it Brandon Lowe, Josh Lau? I forget.
Brandon Lau, Josh Lowe.
Okay. Spelled exactly the same. English is just a dumb language.
What a weird language, huh?
Let's see. Wander did it last night. All three? I don't know.
So I'm not afraid to do it. I'm probably gonna end up running back Wander Franco and Vinny Pasquantino. Both of them.
That's not a bad look. That's not a bad look at all. Dean Kramer is not good. We touched on that earlier. Dean Kramer is not very good at pitching the baseball. So pick one. Honestly, Smoky Miz, I don't think there's a bad bet there. I think I probably lean Wander as well. Just because, like Jerry's been saying, like I don't know, it's just
Especially
fun watching him swing a baseball bat. It's just fun. I don't know.
Especially Baltimore when he's batting lefty too. He's facing that right field fence, which is a lot better than that new left field fence. So
That's true. And are the Low and Lau guys, are they both right-handed? I forget. But yeah, a righty in Baltimore is tough. So the right field fence in Baltimore is like 4 feet further than Yankee Stadium though. So a lefty in Camden's not a bad look. So you touched on Pasquantino, the Sasquatch. That is the last MLB game we got to get to. I love that actually. Lance Lynn in general, he's had a couple of good outings, but Lance Lynn in general is just not good.
He's bounced back when he gets him to 2 strikes, but he's still giving up a home run every game. It's like dead taxes and giving up a home run. That's just going to be his MO, I think, for the rest of the season. There's no way about it. He's going to give up the long ball. He's going to have a lot of whiffs, but he's going to sprinkle some hits and some home runs in between. It is what it is. So if I'm going to pick one guy from this game, I would much rather take Vinny Pasquantino at plus 560. Actually, I think he's got to be better somewhere. Let me check the odds.
I got you here. He's plus 560 is the best line on FanDuel. Drops quick, 525 on Betway, and then 500 on MGM and the Canby books. That's not a bad look. I was hoping MJ Melendez would be like much better odds because I was going to point to him because
there's no reason why he should be almost the same odds as Pasquantino.
That's exactly where I was going. That's exactly. So it was
plus 800. Easy.
Yeah, I'm with you because I was gonna say, MJ Melendez is probably like plus 800 is what I was gonna say. Maybe that's a better look, just based on value. But no, I agree with you. That feels a little mispriced for Vinny there.
I do have a SGP that I put in for this game too.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it right now. It kind of sucks because it's so chalked down. I usually never touch this if it's under plus 1,000, but I'm doing the run RBI thing. I'm doing it both teams. I love Tim Anderson and Andrew Vaughn. I love that combo. Love it today. I love it as long as the matchup is there for it, which it is today. And Bobby Witt Jr. And I'm going to skip Pasquantino. I already have some stock in him for the home run. I'm going to skip him here. I'm going to go with Salvador Perez to get the RBI.
I was going to bring up next. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm going to do run for Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador to get it RBI. The parlay comes out to plus 787. I can't really be. I got to take it. I can't be scared of it just because it's not the juicy odds that I usually like. But I think it has a really good shot tonight. I mean, plus 787. I personally do $25 on it. A little bit steep, but I really like the probability for this.
Yeah, it's not bad, and that feels like one. You're getting 7-1 or whatever. You play that 7 times, it probably hits 2 or 3 times. Maybe is it going to hit tonight? Maybe, but I feel like you're getting some plus EV there for sure. Gavin Sheets is Sheets in the lineup? That's the other thing I would point to. I said last night this guy has been crushing the baseball. Hasn't really got a whole lot of opportunities. He's gonna get more at bats with Eli, until Eli comes back. So I think there's potentially value in Gavin Sheets bases or home run until Eloy is healthy. But I didn't bet on anything in this game yet. I do like that Sasquatch look though. Sheets is batting 5th. Keller, is Keller left-handed? I forget.
Kelly's a right-handed.
Yeah, so Gavin Sheets, that's not a bad look, right? Wait, now I forget what hand Sheets is. It doesn't matter.
Sheets is lefty.
Okay, so yeah, that's not a bad look.
This is what happens when you look at a million different stats all day. Your mind
it just
becomes
starts
mush.
to run together. Yeah, and I didn't even I found a lot of plays I really like in the early games, and I honestly didn't even really get to these super in depth like this. But no, I'm glad we're talking it out. I like that Sasquatch look a lot, whether it's dinger or bases, just because Lance Lynn is almost a must fade guy for me. And yeah, I also like that Wander Franco look. I'll keep coming back to that.
Plus 850 on DraftKings.
That's kind of wild.
Isn't it?
What do we think about Andrew Wiggins? I have no idea. You got any thoughts on Andrew Wiggins?
This guy, Andrew Wiggins, man, he's a tremendous human being, first of all. Pretty good basketball player. He's actually graduated top of his class. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Andrew Wiggins is he's going to be one of those guys. I don't know even know if the Warriors are going to make it past this game, but he's one of those guys where he's going to go for 3 threes and have a good game, or he's going to be just a role player on defense. You just can't. I personally, guys like this, I can't figure them out. It's basically up and down, up and down, up and down. This has been the playoffs for like the last few years now. I noticed that it's like you have a guy that. Like a role player or Tyrese Maxey or somebody, they have like a game, and then the next game they go off, and then like it's like, and look at Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis goes off one game, then he does nothing next game, then he goes off next game. It's like every single game these teams are changing their game plans to show a different look because they have to play them for 7 games potentially. So it's who knows, man. This is the most frustrating thing about betting on basketball.
That's where I'm at. Okay, real quick, we got a few minutes left here. I now have, tell me if you got these too. I have 2 MLB promos on DraftKings. I've got a $10 just a guaranteed bet, and then I have 100% SGP profit boost. So I don't know. You want to try to throw something together here? Because with $10 to me, like it doesn't make sense to use that on like a straight bet or something. But we both like Vinny. We both like Wander.
It has to be a SGP though, right?
So not for the risk free. So the risk free is just any MLB bet. You get a bonus bet back if it loses up to $10. So we could go across multiple games. I don't know. I like again Wander. Yoshida. I feel like probably should be on there. So I'm gonna throw Yoshida on here while you're looking at something to throw in here for us. Plus 140 for Yoshida. It's just wild on his bases. I just don't get it. But oh wait, Padres Twins. You got anything on that one? I completely forgot about that one.
I wasn't gonna touch that game.
Okay, me neither. If you guys have questions on that game, let us know. Could go Wander, Vinny, Swanson. That's not a bad look. But I've gotta have Yoshida bases in there. I feel like. I think Vinny, maybe Swanson bases. What about all of them for bases? Wander, Vinny, Yoshida, Swanson. Wonder what that comes out to. That's probably still pretty wild. Let's see, Wander bases on DraftKings is 115. Vinny bases. Plus 190, which is kind of... Oh, that's hits, idiot. Still plus 105. We're already at plus 957 without Swanson. So let's throw Swanson in there. This is probably going to be pretty solid. Anything you would change, or you want to go home? We do home runs instead.
I mean, I kind of want to. I don't want to ruin it though. I kind of want to add Cronenworth total bases too.
Go 5 deep.
Yeah, I mean, he's batting. So there's the thing. He didn't really do well last game. He went 0 for 3, but moving him up in that order, put in the protection of. I think Manny Machado's batting behind him, right? Let me see the lineup real quick.
I think that is
I know
correct.
they moved him up in the lineup, and I'm pretty sure they put him back in there again today. So I was looking at him.
plus 125. Okay, so it's kind of
Yeah.
wild. Let me go through this real quick. So this is the risk-free promo on DraftKings that I have. I don't know if you guys have it too. All of them over 1.5 total bases. Masataka Yoshida, Wander Franco, I say Franco. Is it Franco?
Wander Franco.
Wander Franco, Masataka Yoshida, Wander Franco, Vinny Pasquantino, Dansby Swanson, Jake Cronenworth, and with my $10 risk free, that comes out to win $560 plus 54.93. That's not bad. That's not bad for five plays that I like a lot tonight. Chad, any thoughts or anything you wanna? Should we take any of these out? I don't know. I feel like Yoshida's now is gonna kill this, but I like this. You good with it?
There's nobody in there.
I'm talking to you.
Oh, I thought you were talking to chat.
No, we got people in chat. People watch this show now, Dre. I don't know if you knew that, but
Everybody left when Brian left.
Everybody hates Brian. Everybody hates Brian. I'm in. $10, risk free. I'm in. I'll run back through real quick. It is Masataka Yoshida, all total bases. Okay, Joseph. Yoshida, Swanson, Cronenworth, Pasquantino, Franco. Plus 5,000 something.
For the SGP, you have a profit boost, right?
100%.
What if we do? What's the max? $5?
I didn't say anything about a max. Let me see.
Usually those things have a max, like $5 or $10 or something like that.
Wait, I logged in and now it's gone.
Oh shit!
Oh, here it is. View terms. All games on 5/10. Opt-in. Yada yada. Has to be 3+ legs pre-game. Can't be live. Max bet is $25. Minimum SGP odds of plus 100, and each leg has to be minus 500. So it's okay. So to get the 100% boost, it has to be 10 legs. So 3 legs you get 20%, 4 legs you get 25, so on and so forth.
I see.
So it's not just 100% across the board. So I don't know. What do you got?
I mean, Santander for 2 bases, Wander for 2 bases, Wander for a run. Let's see. I mean that's a solid 3-legger right there. But that's one of those things where they want you to keep adding legs to get more of a profit.
Because
what a scam! Yeah. I can see why they're doing that.
Santander for 2 bases is 120. Wander Franco 115. You said somebody for a run.
Wander for a run.
Wander for a run. It's plus 115, so that comes out to. Oh, I didn't hit the SGP button. I hate DraftKings sometimes, dude. I freaking hate it sometimes.
I actually love it
I'm
for
so
home
annoyed.
runs because you could just literally click on MLB and then swipe and go home runs, and then you don't have to click on each game. Just all the home runs are just right in front of you for all of the games. You don't have to go in and out like FanDuel.
Santander, total bases. Wander Franco, total bases. Oh my God, runs. Can you do runs in this? I don't see runs in DraftKings. I don't think you can do runs in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because everybody always asks me, how do you do the run RBI thing on DraftKings?
Yeah, I think
no
you can
runs.
do it. So I think we got to take either RBI, stolen base, strikeouts, or hits. RBI?
I'd rather take Santander for RBI over Wander Franco.
Okay.
I liked Franco to score a run.
So that is plus 550 without a boost. That gets boosted to plus 660. Somebody throw that in. Yeah, I see you, Smokey. Sorry. So Santander total bases, Franco total bases, and then Santander for an RBI. We have that stepped up to plus 660 on DraftKings. If somebody wants to throw it in FanDuel real quick.
I'm going to see what it is in FanDuel real quick.
10-leg hit parlay, Joseph says. 10 legs, 10 hits in one game it's not super common anyway. Let alone picking the 10. Yoshida, Swanson, Franco, Cronenworth. That was so that was total bases, 2 total bases. That came out to like 5,400 something or something like that.
Plus 427 in FanDuel.
Okay, so that's not
You got a
bad.
good value,
We're getting
yeah.
up to plus 660 on DraftKings. I'm in. I'll put $20 on that. Just one more time, real quick. Hopefully, people actually have these boosts and stuff on DraftKings, and it's not just me. Santander 2+ total bases. Franco 2+ total bases. Anthony Santander 4 and RBI on DraftKings without the profit boost. It was plus 550. We got a 20% profit boost for being 3 legs. Gets you up to plus 660. So I'm gonna throw $20 on that. It's not a bad look. All right, we're right at an hour. I feel like we did good. We were able to get Brian out of here, which I'm not mad about. Any closing thoughts?
I'm sorry for the disappointment, but it's just a small slate. It's
And
not the
yeah,
best.
hey,
Well,
we were
the
pumping out
juicy stuff.
content still.
The juicy stuff was early. But if Wander Franco and Vinny Pasquantino go yard, I may be nude on my next stream.
Okay, I'm in.
You know.
Okay, yeah. Masataka Yoshida, my favorite play probably. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll,
Santander to get an extra base hit on his first at bat
yes.
plus 850.
That's not a bad look. Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna get. Oh wait, Struce, Lonnie Walker. I don't know. Sorry, the YouTube chat just showed up. Anything on Struce and Lonnie Walker, real quick?
Struce is coming off a big game. Lonnie Walker's coming off a big game. Like that zigzag theory that I was talking about. Not crazy about betting on guys that just go off, especially role players like that. I don't like them the next game personally, but who knows?
I've seen the most success doing with those pitching duels. 6 legs or 0 runs for each team for the first 3 innings. That's not a bad way to attack that, actually. Like a pitching duel just under a half a run, I guess. SGP'd. I don't know if you can do that at DraftKings or not, but that's something to think about, actually. Okay, we're actually getting out of here. Thank you guys. We are back tomorrow 1 o'clock with Brad and Will Hill, and we're back Friday 1 o'clock also box to box with Burroaks and McAfee talking about the sport with the feet and stuff. So we're out of here. Thanks for being here, chat. Thank you for hanging out and being active, and we're gonna go make some dinner and stuff, and good luck on your bets.
Thank you for your time.